warning he could be held in contempt. Have a listen.
I feel compelled to advise you that it is open to the Senate to hold a witness in contempt when they refuse to answer a legitimate question. I'm not interested in your spin or your bullshit.
Bridget, look, I can't help but think that Nick McKim was certainly big-noting himself there. If this inquiry wasn't so serious, you'd laugh. But was the Woolies boss BSing the inquiry, and can he indeed be held in contempt in your view?
Danica, these are really good, serious questions. Indeed, the Senate can hold people in contempt. It can also attach penalties to that, being civil and indeed jail time. And I think the last time one of the Houses of Parliament did this was back in the 50s and sent some guys to jail. So it is technically allowable. However, we need to make sure that senators are treating witnesses to our inquiries with respect. My understanding, having spoken to my colleague Ross Cadell, who is also on that inquiry about what actually occurred prior to Nick McKim's behaviour, Senator McKim's behaviour, was that the witness was refusing to answer the question. Now, we have provisions under standing orders that you can take questions on notice, you can go get legal advice if you need, you can check your books, take a week. There's a whole raft of provisions to make sure that the senators, on behalf of the Australian people, can get answers to the questions that they're seeking. And it's my understanding in that moment that this witness was being quite obstinate and refusing to take things on notice or refusing to assist the senator with its inquiry. So I think we need the Senate to be able to do its job and the inquiries to be able to look into these matters and get answers when they need it. And we need witnesses to front up and treat the Senate, its inquiries and senators with the respect that they should, given they're representing the Australian people.
Yeah, we're almost out of time, but I've got to ask you, we've got a Senate inquiry into this and, of course, an inquiry by the Consumer Watchdog into price gouging by the supermarkets. Will anything change? And this is what we want to know. This is what us consumers want to actually know. Do you think it's going to have any difference, make a difference?
Well, food prices are going through the roof. Part of it is the supply chain, which includes Coles and Woolworths, but predominantly the cost of making food, storing food and selling food has gone through the roof. And that's industrial relations changes, it's energy prices, and a whole raft of other costs in the supply chain. So it's not just Coles and Woolworths. But that won't change my view on divestiture powers. We need them.
Yep. OK. Look, it's been fascinating to watch it so far. Bridget McKenzie, thank you so much for joining us this evening.